This is Respectfully Outrageous with Nathan and Ben.
Today we'll be talking about the Cardinals in the first round of the draft.
Hope you enjoy. All right, so we're back.
Long time no see.
Absolutely. And just in time, we're about, 6 days out now from the draft?
Yeah.
It's this Friday, the first round will start. We got, of course, the Cardinals are number one. And that's what we're talking about today.
If they stay number one, if they don't
exactly.
trade down.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of be the Cardinals GM for a segment, and we're going to try and say what we think the Cardinals should do in this draft, more concerning the number one overall pick.
Right.
You can start, Ben, since
first overall pick. There's a lot of talent in this draft. There's a lot of talent in every draft. But there are some players you feel like could just be standouts and no issues. But I don't feel one player can fix the Cardinals like what Baker did. Now, Baker didn't single-handedly fix the Browns. Jarvis Landry came over. They had new coaching. A lot of good stuff happened. But Baker kind of gave the city hope. I don't think one player can do that for the Cardinals. And it's not it's not saying there's not enough talent in this draft. It's just they have a lot of holes, and they have a lot of holes in key positions, which you need to address. Now, I would not draft a player in the first overall pick. I would trade down and go get someone else. I don't think I'd go get another quarterback because I think Josh Rosen is fine. I mean, if you did go get Kyler Murray, I don't think it's gonna fix anything. So I'd trade down, try to get 2 first rounds, and hopefully get some players on the back end or some offensive line. Do what the Colts did and build up. What do you think?
So I agree with you. Kyler Murray should not be drafted first overall, especially with the Cardinals picking there.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a really quarterback needy team, I could maybe see him going number one, but I don't see it. I don't think he's a game changer, quite like people think he is. And you look at this draft is very rich with pass rushers, run stoppers, D linemen, O line. Not a ton of O linemen, but there's hefty on the defensive side of the ball. There's really strong defensive side of the ball on this draft. So if I'm a GM, I'm definitely drafting a defensive player here in the top 4 picks. And you look at who's in the top 4 right now. You got the Cardinals, Niners, Jets, and Raiders, and arguably all 4 of them don't need a quarterback. You could argue for the case that they don't need a quarterback.
No, they don't. I mean, I don't understand what John Gruden's going to do.
I don't.
No one does. And
right.
Apparently their scouts didn't either because they got sent home.
Exactly.
But I like what you said about the defensive lineman. I think that's true. You can do what the Rams did. Hopefully you speed up the process. And, have a Jeff Fisher to slow you down. But you go get one of the Clemson's players. You have 4 of them. It's hard to miss. You take one.
When you got Bosa, too, you got Quentin Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the defensive side of the ball in this draft is very strong.
Right. You don't have to have the first overall pick to get one of them. You can trade down, maybe be like 15, 13, somewhere in there.
And I quote John Gruden, it's hard to find a good pass rusher.
I wonder, especially it's hard when you trade one away. Don't know what that was about.
So, I mean, with that, I think the Cardinals definitely, theoretically, it's like, well, if you can trade down and get 2 first rounders, that's obviously the move. But I don't see anybody really doing that. I think if I'm the Cardinals GM, I'm getting either Quinn Williams or Nick Bosa. The guys are just highly bustable proof. What you see what you get, you know what you're going to get. I mean, you look at Joey Bosa and what he has done since coming into the league.
Right.
The guy's a terror on the line.
Yeah.
I mean, his younger brother, Nick, how much different could he be?
Right.
He's same genes. So I don't think you could go wrong with Nick Bosa there at 1. But Kyler Murray, I don't think should go within the top 5.
Is that because of his talent or who's picking?
A little bit of both. Because 5 is Tampa Bay.
Okay. I'd rather have Kyler Murray than Jameis Winston.
That's true. And, I'm saying...
Not only because Kyler Murray is a better quarterback, because I don't have to worry about Kyler Murray doing
But
stupid things.
like you said, the Tampa Bay are like you said with the Cardinals, there's just too many pieces otherwise.
Right. I mean, if you go get Kyler Murray for Tampa Bay, it's the same thing.
Right, yeah.
You get a slight improvement, but it's not going to fix the defense. And Tampa Bay's got enough issues, and I think Bruce Arians is a good coach. But
right.
I mean, they'll improve, but they also have a hard schedule. And
yeah, they're 49 days away from home, so...
And one of them's in London.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's their quote-unquote home game. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. As the Cardinals recap, I'd probably draft Bosa or Williams 1. If I can't get the trade down. If I can, get a quarterback needy team to trade up to 1 and try and, boast, hey, you can get Murray.
Yeah.
Like, you can guarantee yourself Murray. And then you can get those 2 first-rounders. Well, absolutely.
Do you think like the Giants, the Bengals, or the Dolphins could trade up to try to go get Murray or Haskins?
Well, I don't know what the problem is with the Giants. I think the Giants, if they don't get Murray, Haskins will fall. Like,
Right.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's the Giants are in a good spot at 6, but I don't know what they're doing.
What they're doing is they're listening to Dave Gettleman. That's their problem.
Well, obviously, they traded Odell for Julius Peppers. They did get a first-rounder, didn't they?
Jabril, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, they picked 17 in this draft.
Right, Jabril's not the problem. It's not that they got bad players and they got a good pick. It's just, why are you selling?
Yeah, I know. Your biggest marketing deal. I mean, Saquon's there too, but
yeah, I mean you're improving, but it's not just that. The thing with Odell is he's one of the best wide receivers in the league. He's not the best. He's one of the best. He's one of the most entertaining players in the league. He's also one of the most entertaining people. He puts people to go watch games, and he's Rutherford. It's New York. They have plenty of things to do.
he sells tickets.
He sells tickets. Jabril Peppers is a great player. People are not going to go watch the Giants to go watch Jabril Peppers.
Right.
I mean, he's a good player. He's going to help you on defense. And the only reason you had to go get him is because you couldn't sign Landon Collins, who's now in Washington. So have fun with that.
And I like Jabril Peppers. I think he's a great player.
I do too.
But at the same time, it's like, well, you're giving away your best wide receiver, and arguably a top 5 wide receiver when he's fully healthy.
Right.
And so, I mean, you look at that speed and that quickness. I mean, he is shifty.
He's a quarterback. He makes quarterbacks look good.
That's true. Yeah. I mean,
Some
he
receivers
can take a slant, 5-yard, 7-yard slant, and then turn it into 70 yards.
He's got that DeAndre Hopkins ability to make quarterbacks look a lot better than they actually are.
But I would say DeAndre Hopkins is better than Odell Beckham.
Oh, absolutely. I don't have to worry about what DeAndre Hopkins is going to do next.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a big
Well,
thing.
and the thing is the Giants just signed Odell to a massive contract.
And then they also said they were going to sign him, not to trade him, and they did that.
So anyway, I mean, like, if I'm the Giants, you got to pick lineman to protect Saquon.
Yeah.
Because right now it looks like you're just trashing his prime years.
Yeah, you got to go get some offensive linemen, or maybe go get. I don't think Haskins is a nice player, and he looked good at Ohio State, but okay.
Nothing that blows me away.
Okay, you're gonna go get him and 4 wins, and do it again, and go get someone else.
As a Cowboys fan, I'm fine with that. I'm also fine with them keeping Eli, because then we can beat them twice a year.
You'd probably rather have Eli as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
But I think Cincinnati needs a reboot, and they need to break the slump, and going to get a quarterback, I could see them, I don't know if they're going to go up to get first, but go up there and go potentially get Kyler Murray and change things, because not that I have a massive problem with Andy Dalton, but it's Andy Dalton, and you've been doing that for the last 6 years. You want to try something different?
Yeah, they're at pick 11, and they got Broncos, Bills, Lions, Jags, Giants, and then the previous 5 above them.
So I can see the Broncos. I don't even know what.
I mean, the Broncos might draft a quarterback.
But they're so confusing.
Because they just traded for Flacco.
And then they traded Keaton away, so.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Miami should do something.
I would agree. Miami's got to turn something around. They're at 13, though.
I don't think. Maybe Luck.
I don't know if anything will fall that
Drew
far.
Luck.
Drew Lock, yeah.
Yeah, and then maybe Daniel Jones, the guy from Duke. But then.
I don't know if I'd draft a Duke quarterback, but that's just me.
Well, I guess because Zion can't play football.
I'd draft Zion number 1, but I wouldn't draft
no, if he's on the board, I'd take him.
Yeah.
I could also see the Patriots moving up because eventually.
Right.
I'm not saying there's a clip. There is eventually. Tom's not sitting over it, but it's eventually gonna happen.
Right.
He's not gonna play.
Well, and they traded away Jimmy G, so
right.
That was kind of their backup plan, or at least Bill Belichick's backup plan.
They also got rid of Brissett, so unless they all see something with Brian Hoyer that none of us know about.
Right.
Then I could see a lot of things happening. I mean, I also talked about potentially the Saints moving up, and I said I don't think the Saints have the ammunition or are going to, but they don't have the glaring needs on their team. They could potentially use a lot of picks to go get up there and go get.
Well, they don't have a first rounder.
No, they don't. So they could potentially move around and get a lot of stuff to go up there and go get Kyler Murray because Sean Payton knows.
Well, that would work because he's around the same size as Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Payton knows how to work with those kinds of quarterbacks. And Drew Brees, I mean, who wouldn't want to learn from Drew Brees?
Right. And then they also showed that with Taysom Hill that they know what they're doing. So
right.
I think that'd be a good idea to sit with him for like a year or two, and then I don't know, but
That's true, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens on Friday, right? First round, yeah.
Friday night, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I don't think the Cardinals will take Kyler Murray. I think there's a better chance that they're going to trade the first overall pick away than take Kyler Murray.
Fair point. If they draft Kyler Murray, I think it's over for them.
Oh, I think it's over for that staff.
That's true. Well, yeah, yeah.
That staff is over.
Yeah.
Not that Kyler Murray can't play. It's just,
Oh, yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you already have Rosen, and you didn't even give him a full year.
And then you're going to try. It shows no confidence in your quarterback. And
Right. It destroys locker rooms.
It's a mess.
Yeah. All right, so that was our Cardinals draft segment. Yeah. And then we'll do another segment with just kind of some recap of the offseason so far.
Off-season free agency.
Yeah.